What do we leave behind? That's a question I want to wrestle with today. What do we leave behind? What do we want our lives to be about? I'm going to speak from the heart today, as I always do. This is going to be a little bit raw. This is going to be a little bit honest, out of my normal content, my normal themes that I talk about on here. But I feel like it needs to be addressed. It's something just stirring in me and my heart, and hopefully it could serve you in some way, maybe stir something up in you, maybe challenge you, maybe encourage you. But really what I realize is this channel and this content and my life and my writing and my coaching and my speaking and my teaching is really about what do I want to leave behind? What do I want my life to be about? Like when I'm dead and somebody does my funeral, what will they say about me? And so it's about reverse engineering this life, thinking about the end and now living in the present and saying, hey, are they going to say that Ryan was a loving man, a kind man, a gracious man, a passionate man? He loved his wife and his kids and his neighbors and his church family and loved his friends well. What would they say about me? It's about legacy. It's about the people that we're becoming. That's why I do all of this. That's what I care about. There's so much trash online. So much posturing. It's about money and wealth and fame and superficial things, short-sighted things. Like, oh, I drive a Lamborghini, I have a jet. Who cares? That doesn't say anything about the person that you're becoming. It doesn't say anything about your family. It doesn't say about the people that you interact with each and every day. So the question for me this morning is, and today is, what do I want to leave behind? Rock Your Second Half is about what do we leave behind? It's about not buying into the lies that our lives are over, that our lives are meaningless, that the only path for us is hate. The only path for us is to trash other people. A lot of things have happened here in America. School shooting, another school shooting in Colorado. A few weeks ago, I believe a senator, someone in politics, and his wife were assassinated in their home. Charlie Kirk, who was a kind of right-wing conservative voice, assassinated in Utah. It has nothing to say about his politics. You can come up to your own opinions about who he was and what he was about. But we see this violence and we see this anger. We see a woman get stabbed on a bus in North Carolina. And we just ask, what are the kind of people that we want to become? Like, what is the legacy that we want to leave behind? And these things, these evil acts, these ways in which people have been attacked and the ways in which people have been hurt was not an isolated incident. It goes way back. Maybe they were abused when they were young. Maybe they were abandoned. Maybe they didn't have the opportunities that other people have. But never asking the question, what's the kind of person that I want to be? Because really circumstances don't dictate the kind of person that you become. We can make daily choices and make daily decisions. And so sharing this content about making things and writing and coaching and living your best life and legacy is really about what do I want to leave behind? And I don't think this is disconnected from the work that you're doing. Whatever the work is or whatever the thing you're dreaming about is, when I look at my business, the thing that I'm building and the problems I'm trying to solve and the people I'm trying to help, when I look at that, what is the kind of person that I want to become in the process? Because if you're only asking about dollars and cents, if you're only asking about how many customers can I get, or what do I look like on social media, or how do I make content, or how can I make my videos better? If you're asking those questions, those are the wrong question. The ultimate question is, who am I becoming in the process? I love what Psalm 90 says, give me a heart of wisdom and teach me to number my days. In other words, our lives are short. So each day I need to ask the question, who am I becoming today? Am I putting kindness into the world today? Am I putting joy into the world today? Am I putting love into the world today? Am I putting patience and kindness and self-control and goodness into the world today? Or am I putting something that goes totally against those ideas? Am I putting hate, division? Now, when I say that, a lot of times it's, well, I have to speak my truth. Well, a lot of times our truth are just a way to hurt other people. It's not genuinely caring about the person that you're talking to. It's, I want to be right. They're wrong. I'm on the right side. They're on the wrong side. And in this moment in our country here in America, if you're living in America, there is so much division. And it's really sad that even when we see an assassination, we see a murder like Charlie Kirk or these politicians or kids, right away it's, who can we harm? Who do we need to take out? And that's not to say there isn't justice, and that's to say we don't find those who have done harmful things, not that by any means. But what is in the waters that we are becoming the kind of people that it's not about kindness, it's not about grace, it's not about listening, it's not about hearing the other person across the aisle, it's not about hearing the other person that we're talking to and hearing their story and understanding where they're coming from. We don't have that ability to do that anymore. We've chosen sides, and that's the side that we're going to die on. And these aren't political statements. These are just human statements. And I've worked in the church for many years, and I've seen it inside the church, outside the church, in my own family, my own friends, with my own neighbors. This isn't Republican or Democrat or which side are you on. This is followers of Jesus. This is non-followers of Jesus. This hatred, this anger. But you see, if that's in us, and that's the stuff that we see all over the internet and all over social media, well, guess what? All of that's going to creep into our businesses, into the things we're making, into the things we're writing, into our conversations, into our relationships. So the question again is, what are the kind of people that we want to become? What is the legacy that I want to leave behind? And it is sad when we celebrate people and then realize most of what came out of their mouths didn't help anyone. It was hurtful and hate-filled and divisive. And yet we, maybe because of our religion or because of our political party, we overlook those things. We don't look at the entire body of work. And instead, we pick the things that we like, the one nice thing they said, but we don't look at the entire body of the work, and we decide that's what we're going to be about, minimizing the hurt and the hate and the rhetoric. Why is that not in our culture? Why do we not want to be kind and gentle and loving? Because where has violence got us? Where has division got us? Nowhere good. It has never worked in the history of the world. As long as there have been humans, anger and war and violence just creates more anger and war and violence. And we're having debates over gun violence and mental health, and yet we have a really hard time of doing the both and. Yeah, we need better gun laws and we need mental health. We need all the things, right? Because we live in a broken world. But there's so much anger, and we're not seeing each other for who we are. And so it becomes, again, it's asking the question, who's the person that I want to become? And why I'm so passionate about this is because this is the kind of leadership we need in every sphere of culture, every domain of society, every discipline, whether you're a writer or you're an entrepreneur or you're a pastor or a nonprofit leader or you're a stay-at-home mom or you're a dad or you're a parent or you're a friend or you're a mentor. It doesn't matter. Wherever you have influence, leadership is influence, John Maxwell said. Wherever I have influence over people in any way, shape, or form, what's the kind of person that I'm becoming? What kind of influence is that? Is it towards hope and love and grace and kindness? Or is it toward division and hate and I'm right and you're wrong? What's the kind of leader that I want to become? And this is why I make this content, because there's not enough of it out there. And I don't say that boastfully. I don't say that with ego. Maybe there's some ego in there. We all have ego. But I don't see enough of this. I see, here's how you make $1 million, and here's how you make social media clips, and here's how you do this, and here's how you do that. And those things can have a place, but we don't care about the person we're becoming. We don't care about the people we're becoming. We don't care about the things that we're selling and what it does to people or doesn't do to each other. We don't care about integrity and being your most honest self. We always want to put on the good side and not talk about our struggles, not talk about our pain. And so we just sell people a bill of goods, acting as if nothing's a struggle, and just do these 5 things and just do these 3 things, and then you'll have a great business and you'll have a great life, right? I want to stay away from that as much as I can. And I fall into that trap too, because I don't always share all the struggles. I don't always share all the difficulties of what it's like to be a husband, what it's like to be a dad, what it's like to build a business, what it's like to be a pastor, what it's like to build nonprofits. I've done it 3 different times. I've built 3 different businesses. I haven't talked about the struggles of that. I like to show my good side. And that's what we do in the media, is we pick all the good sides and we say that's who the person is. We take all the best quotes and we say that's who they are, but we need to look at the full body of work. Who are the people that we are becoming? Because if you want a thriving marriage and thriving relationships and a thriving home and a thriving business and a life-giving ministry or a life-giving organization, it is shaped by the people that we are and the people we are becoming. You cannot get around it. We cannot be divisive and evil and shady and then think our organizations and our relationships and the people we encounter and the things we're leading is somehow going to be healthy and thriving. It does not work that way. Darkness always comes into light. We can't hide forever. So we need to lead our businesses and lead our families and lead our children and lead our neighbors with integrity, with kindness, with joy, with love. And these aren't popular these days. People say they are. People say, of course, we want that. But as individuals, we don't take the time day in and day out to become those kinds of people. Someone told me many years ago, Ryan, stop worrying about what everyone else is doing around you and worry about the person you're becoming. Are you doing the work to become a better person? A more loving, a more kind, a more gentle, a more gracious kind of person? Are you living with joy? Are you choosing joy today, regardless of your circumstance, regardless of how well marriage is going or business is going or ministry is going or whatever it is? Who are you becoming today? What is the legacy that you want to leave behind? And it's sad when we celebrate people when their legacy is about hate and vitriol and divisiveness that doesn't bring all people together. That's really sad. And that's on us, which suggests that we're becoming the kind of people that actually really like evil. We like hate and we like being right. We don't like listening to other people's stories. We don't like considering other people's worlds and realities. We just brush right by them, and we make these quick leaps to politics and these quick leaps to who's right and who's wrong and what laws and all these things. And yet we don't have the capacity to listen to someone and hear their story and consider all the angles and all the sides and where they come from and where their hurts are and what their families are like. We just don't have the capacity because everything is quick and everything is now. But I want to do better. I want to leave a legacy of joy. I want to leave a legacy of hope. I want to leave a legacy of grace. I want to leave behind a organization and a business and a life that I'm proud of, that my family can be proud of, that my neighbors, the people that knew me the most could be proud of. I don't want to leave behind something that is less than. And what's sad in our culture is we're choosing less than. We're playing it small. Smallness is always about hate because that's easy because everybody can do that. Smallness is about being right because that's easy because it doesn't require me to listen to anyone or learn or grow. Social media and these quick 30-second, 1 minute, 2 minute blasts and quotes and doesn't require me to think or reflect or have a debate or have a conversation. That's easy. It's the easy button. And me just staying where I am, that's just easy because everybody does it. It's the narrow path that Jesus talks about. Instead of living an abundant life that he offers us, we choose the small, weak, nimble path that doesn't give life. Instead of the eternal kingdom and the abundance that Jesus offers, a life that the Creator God says, I've come to give you abundant life. And what do we choose? We choose small, little, anemic, hate-filled, divisive lives. And I don't think that's what you want in your heart of hearts. I know it's not what I want. It's not what I want to leave behind. And so I'm asking the question, what do I want to leave behind? What do you want to leave? This is what this channel is. This is what it is about rocking your second half. It's thinking about legacy, thinking about our lives, thinking about what matters, thinking about being the kind of people that lead well and wherever we're called to lead, with integrity, with joy, with love, because that's radical. That's the most radical thing you can do in this time, in this place. And it's always been the most radical thing that you can do. It's the narrow path. It's the place of salt and light, not darkness, because I want that for you. Because I know when we're not living consistently and we're putting on airs and we're pretending we're someone we're not, is ultimately darkness will be exposed by the light. And you know what? I think we're on the precipice of something breaking in that's going to be beautiful, that people will see the light and they'll realize anger, violence, divisiveness, lack of empathy, lack of compassion, lack of tolerance, all these things, lack of fruit of the Spirit, as the scriptures would call us to, love, joy, peace, kindness, self-control, is going to make a comeback because we know that we're destroying ourselves from the inside out. That's not what I want for you. Who are you becoming? That's the question I want you to ask today. That's all. Just who are you becoming? And what are you doing? What are the practices you have in your life to become that humble, gracious, loving leader that can influence others? Because that's what we need. That's what we need from you. That's what the world needs more than ever. Well, hey, if you enjoyed this content, you like this channel, just subscribe, like, comment below. Share your legacy. Share what you want to become. I'd love to hear from you. I'll talk to you real soon.